What up, fam? Welcome to Casual Exchanges, where, from a normie perspective, I am going to try to bring productive perspectives to Reddit. Now, why the fuck would anybody try to do that? Well, I, as a fellow normie, notice that I seem to be enjoying my life and doing relatively well. And what I noticed from my peers is that everybody would swear on a fucking cross that the world is ending, there's no possible way their life is going to get better, and well, millennials and everybody born after might as well fucking give up. And I find that on the charitable end, short-sighted. On the less charitable end, fucking dumb. So I'm gonna see maybe nobody else on the fucking internet agrees with me. If that's the case, I want to know. Or on the other hand, maybe I can convince some people to change their mind just a little bit. In which case, that would be cool too. So I'm probably gonna need medication after this, but let's give it a try. And we're back. What are we going to do here? Let's find something interesting. What are your burger turnoffs? Vegetables. But I think most burgers can probably be redeemed with a good barbecue sauce. And or bacon. Definitely with a good barbecue sauce, though. Unless it has pickles, actually. Immediate red flag. My fucking camera, dude. Is it coming back? I wish I understood electronics. What words would you use to describe your life right now? Good. Busy. Hopefully still have plenty left, right? When did you realize you were no longer young? This year I turned 30. Also, people, I think I'm to the point where people probably cringe if I say shit like dope or fire. But I think that maybe that has less to do with my age and more to do with the fact that I act like an old man. It's a new dating trend. Wouldn't know. Again, I'm old. Engaged. How's old life like for people who never have children? That's a weird one. I feel like it would be the same as people who did have kids, right? Because like once you're old, your kids are out of the way and shit like that. I shouldn't say out of the way, out of the house. I feel like then, like there are less people checking up on you. I guess nobody gives. If you don't have kids, people probably don't give a fuck about you. But in some ways, it's probably pretty similar. What's the secret to making friends in adulthood? Interesting. I think in general, probably try new things in a group setting. I think those two are pretty huge. Get the fuck off TikTok. What would you change about yourself? Is this, do I think I can actually engage with this? Should I, maybe I'll stop trolling. Maybe it's, let's see. Okay, so how should I think about this here? I think this is a question worth asking, and it should probably be part of everybody's consistent reevaluation of themselves. So I think it's probably okay if you ask yourself this pretty frequently. Now, the caveat to that is it shouldn't always be probably shouldn't always be like mountains to climb, right? It's one thing if I say like, I want to pick up a new hobby, or I want to try. Half these things I wouldn't give a shit about. Like, I want to try a new hairstyle, or I want to wear different clothes. Like, I don't care about any of that shit. Like, when I'm thinking about like what would I change myself, I'm thinking about like from a productivity standpoint. I'm a dweeb like that. So like I'm thinking about like, okay, dialing my time management a little bit more, dialing my finances. What do I want to change about my career in the next couple years? Like a bunch of dweeb shit to where like if you're a Gen Zer or like a Gen Alpha or whatever the fuck they are, you don't give a fuck about any of this stuff. No offense. And I wouldn't go the route of like I guess like if you want to go the route of superficial shit, like, oh yeah, I wish I was 6'5" and I wish I was jacked like a fucking pro bodybuilder and I wish I had a 10-inch dick or like shit like that. But it's like, why? Like all that's shit that for the most part like you probably can't change. So like I wouldn't go that route. I tend to go the more productive route, but that's probably going to be the route that everybody else goes. I guess I'm weird. I'd make myself a little more outgoing and a little taller. Like you can actively work on this right now, my brother. I mean, you're very unlikely you make yourself fucking taller, depending on how tall you want to be. Change your shoes, get inserts, something like that. I don't know. But you can work on making yourself more outgoing. Like, are you actively working to change that? Because if not, then why? Get rid of my chronic health issues. Yeah, so that's would definitely make me less grumpy. That's a tough one. If you have chronic health issues, yeah, unless I guess this kind of depends. Like, are you like 50 and you developed chronic health issues because you weren't taking care of yourself, or are you like 20 with like, kind of shitty genetics? Because I mean, I know people who developed chronic health issues pretty early in life, to where it's not, just clearly not like, it's not like they just abuse their fucking body. You know what I mean? It's just they got dealt a bad hand. So I'm curious, but I mean, yeah, like that's one thing. Like, yeah, I think probably everybody would change. So I tend to look at, what's within my control when I'm thinking about these things. Teeth, strong, healthy teeth. Like, are you 80 with dentures? What? Love to be more outgoing, more trusting, less anxious. More trusting. I mean, I get this. I have huge fucking trust issues, but just like almost like schizophrenic trust issues. Not in a way where like not in a way that like I think it affects like my relationships, but like random people off the street. Like, yeah, I'm not like oh hey, can you hold my wallet for a sec? No, absolutely not. So like that one probably needs more context, but I probably also have that issue. Like to be more outgoing. Again, you can work on this today. Feel free, go do things. Less anxious. That's a weird one. A lot of people are anxious, and I kind of wonder why. On some level, this is something that everybody experiences. When you're doing something for the first time, when you're talking to somebody for the first time, engaging in a new activity, when you're doing like anything new out of your comfort zone, you experience some level of like anxiety. It's not like a bad thing. I get it. It doesn't feel great, but just like do it, take the plunge, and then it'll be a lesser extent the next time you do it. So just like go do things, be free. How to make myself get attached to people way less than I do now. Always ends in disappointment. Then you're probably getting attached to the wrong people, I guess. That's a weird one. People definitely. That's a probably super complex, like psychological thing. But there are definitely people. I guess the way I would approach this is if I found myself getting attached to people, I guess the immediate kind of follow up is like, okay, is in any relationship is like, okay, is the effort being reciprocated? Like, are they as into these interactions as I am, or are they not? If they're not, that's okay. But then like you need to kind of probably wane off, because you don't want to just keep like pouring in if they are just not into it, right? And that goes for any relationship, friendship, friendships or acquaintanceships like at work and stuff like that. It's like try to meet people where they're at. So don't pour a bunch of shit into people that they just clearly aren't into it. It's not their fault always. I'd change my wealth. I don't know if you know this. You could go out there and start making more money. Infinite godlike powers. That's it. That's all you got to do, baby. That's all you got to do. What's this? Oh, no. What'd I do? Son of a bitch. Why is this one not expanded? Nothing. I love being me with all the kinks, quirks, and weirdness. Good for you. Finally, somebody with some fucking self-love around here. Be more motivated and have more energy. Okay. So, if this is something you're after, maybe it depends. But if this is something you're after, again, context. Like, if you're 80, you're probably only going to have so much energy. All right? And even if you're, I would say pushing like 50, like, yeah, maybe not going to have as much energy as you did when you were like 16. But I think if you're like 30, 40, 20s for sure, on the energy front, like, there's probably a level of activity you could do on a daily basis that on the net balance will make you feel better. It's interesting relationship, because you would think like the more you do, like the less energy you're going to have, but I don't think that that's the case. I think if you're doing a certain amount of stuff every day, I think that's probably good. And that keeps kind of everything lubricated, for lack of a better term. Right? But the mind, the body, spirit, all that stuff. Getting a little bit of that exercise keeps things feeling good, probably keeps you young. And also, I think both of these actually have kind of pretty big environmental implications. What I mean by that is if you're around a bunch of people that hate their life and are just a bunch of Eeyore motherfuckers, it's going another Monday. Like, yeah, if you're in a very low energy environment, it's going to be real hard to keep that fucking energy, right? It sucks it out of you. Okay, so part of this is like go to like any strength sport competition, like strongman, powerlifting, anything like that. Go to any one of those competitions and try not to get like your heart rate elevated, and try not to get hyped and shit like that. Because as soon as people start lifting and everybody's out there like cheering like fucking crackheads, I absolutely promise you it is real hard not to jump in and just be like, yeah, let's fucking go. So I think environment plays a huge factor into it. If every environment that you're in all the time is a bunch of soul-sucking Eeyore characters, maybe find something else. Same thing with motivation. Motivation, really weird. I think it gets used. It's just kind of like a cure-all. You're not always going to be motivated. So I try to fall back on like habits and stuff like that. Try to build habits. A pretty good book on this is actually Atomic Habits, I believe, by James Clear. You want to form kind of routines and habits and repetitions to kind of carry you through the ebbs and flows of motivation would be kind of my thought on this. My fucking mouse die? Fuck! God damn it. Being richer would solve 80% of my problems. Highly skeptical of this. A lot of people think that their problems would be solved by just winning the lottery or something. Probably not, because my guess is that you spend money in a really poor, silly, and immature fashion, and so you would just be broke in a couple of years again. I think I wonder what the data says on people who win the lottery. My personality. I'm extroverted on the internet, but in person I'm very introverted. makes me furious. Yeah. I wonder what that is. I mean, there's just like this thing to the internet, right, where a lot of times people don't have their face attached to it, so it's really easy to do silly shit because you don't feel like there are consequences. So I don't know about that. Don't forgive bad people. Just know. Jesus. Okay. I would change my mental health. Yeah, it's probably something you can work on right now. Perfect mental health and like 5 inches taller, so I don't need step stools for my entire life. That's tough one. Literally everything. I could be reincarnated as a bee, and it would be an improvement. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. All these fucking doomerisms, bro. Wouldn't be bipolar. Pain-free and have my fingers back. Oh, shit, this guy. I would give myself skills as well as social skills to be self-employed by now. Self-employable by now? Again, this is something I wish people would consider a little bit more is like, it sounds really fun to be like your own boss, be the fucking boss bitch. All this shit, like, at the end of the day, it's not for everybody. I wish more people realize that. There is something, depending on your level of, like, capability, like what kind of, turn to the fucking camera, like how much you can handle, like how you are at, like, complex problem solving and stuff like that. Where, like, if you're past a certain threshold, like a 9 to 5 is going to be real chill, real easy, very easy to just kind of maintain, and you don't have, this kind of 24/7 hustle and bustle of being like your own boss. Because yes, there's certain freedoms that come with that. There are also a lot of lack of freedoms that come with that, and that's just something that nobody ever thinks about. They just think like, oh, I wish I just made all my own money and I was my own boss and I set my own hours. Like, at the end of the day, like, depending on what you're doing, like, your business dictates your needs. So I know people who are their own boss and they're actually super busy. Versus me, I clock out of my job, and for the most part, people leave me the fuck alone. More adventurous, less anxiety. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. My anxiety and fear of living life on life's terms. I'm not sure I know what that means. Be mentally stable. Oh no, what's happening? My metabolism, my brain. Oh, Jesus. One more electron for every atom in my... Oh no, some of these were deleted? I didn't even know you could do that on here. Like, some of these are so silly. Like, my height. Everybody... How many times have we read, like, that I would be taller on here? Everything. Like, go find Jesus, bro. My attitude. This is going to have to be the last one. I'm getting triggered here. This is the fucking trigger alert. You can actively work on that right the fuck now. What are you talking about? If you could change one thing. I wish I could change my attitude. You can, motherfucker. Go. Do it right now. Start today. Read self-help books. Pull your head out of your ass. Do something. Go. Fuck. And that's all, folks. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That way you can talk shit on my next video too, all right? Have fun. Let's try to do this again sometime.